Hello, you're listening to Abstract AF. I'm Sneha Jaiswal, and I'm going to be talking about The Madman's Library by Edward Brooke Hitching, which is an encyclopedic book about weird books. Or as declared on its cover, it delves into the strangest books, manuscripts, and other literary curiosities from history. Curiously enough, I first learned about this book from a close friend who was thrilled about reading it. She made a family member buy it for her as a birthday present, as it cost quite a bit, about 3,000 rupees, which is almost $40. To put it in context, as an Indian book buyer, you can buy the entire Harry Potter box set of 7 books for almost the same price. Interestingly, I managed to get the book for only 899 rupees. Anyway, let's get back to discussing The Madman's Library and whether it lives up to the expectations set up by its tagline. For those who haven't read or researched about strange books from around the world, Edward Brooke Hitching's book is a treasure trove of sorts, containing a wealth of information about all kinds of bizarre publications. From Bibles and Qurans written in blood, novels bound in actual human skin, and written directories of prostitutes around town, to books that make absolutely no sense. The Madman's Library packs a peculiar collection of titles, their history, and the stories of their writers. One of the most entertaining sections in this book is titled Literary Hoaxes, where the author delves into works that were meant to fool readers. He writes, "There is something thrilling about holding in your hand a book that was designed to deceive. Whether it was written out of satire, revenge, or self-promotion and profit, a literary hoax is a lie with an extraordinary quality, a physical form." A hilarious example of one such literary hoax mentioned in the book is called The Cruise of Kawa, Wanderings in the South Seas by Walter E. Traprock. This book was crafted to resemble a genuine travel journal, and despite containing many farcical elements, numerous readers believed it to be an authentic travelogue. Funnily, even the author's name is fictitious, yet he was invited to give a lecture about his supposed travels by the National Geographic. It reminded me of more modern examples of literary hoaxes or gag gifts, like Chet Simova's book, What Every Man Thinks About Apart from Sex, which contains nothing but 200 blank pages and still sold thousands of copies. However, the most fascinating story to emerge from The Madman's Library is about how an inmate of a mental asylum contributed significantly to a very important book of the English language, the Oxford English Dictionary. James Murray, who was working on the dictionary, had chosen to crowdsource entries and received thousands of quotations from a man named Dr. William Chester Minor. This man's address was listed as Broadmoor Asylum for the Criminally Insane. The men became pen friends, and when Murray finally had the opportunity to meet William in person, he was shocked to discover that this man was an inmate and not a doctor at the asylum. However, the two continued to be friends, and James Murray credited William for his staggeringly significant contribution to the dictionary. So it's basically funny how a man considered a madman had the most impressive story in The Madman's Library. Spread over 250 pages, The Madman's Library by Edward Brooke Hitching is filled with fascinating illustrations, photographs, and an array of crazy titles, from oddball science books to creepy religious texts and works on occult and witchcraft. This book contains all kinds of titles and tales, and all these stories also offer an intriguing look at how humans have evolved and changed over the years. If you have not read any books about bizarre publications like this, it's definitely worth checking out. That's all from me. Talk to you the next time.